It's Madden NFL 24. And up next, we'll see Trey McBride. He comes in fourth in the NFL in receiving yardage. It's the Commanders and the Saints. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today on to Week 15 in the NFL, and we've got a good matchup in store, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Washington Commanders. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about this Commanders team coming into play here today.
They've gone a full half season since their last loss, winners of 8 in a row.
And you don't get on win streaks like this without your defense playing a big role. They've created quite an identity, and I know they want and expect this streak to get to 9.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come.
Now the kicker, that's Cameron Dicker, set to get us started.
And off we go on EA Sports.
Taken at the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take...
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Buying time to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
So an early wake-up call there leads to a quick 2nd and long. They'll look to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Back to throw here. And a completion to Wilson. A gain of 4, not enough, and it looks like punt time on their opening drive as it's 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and out will come the offense as they take over.
So out comes the Washington offense as they get their first shot.
And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Now a first carry here for Robinson.
To about the 48-yard line. Check in on the numbers last week for Robinson.
2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power, we saw finesse, we saw speed, and what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
A gain of 14, 1st down Commanders.
A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say, 200 plus?
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. Robinson up the middle.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
And he is caught.
And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. The pickup there, 5 yards. Back to throw. A quick throw, but incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. And here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Looking to throw. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a 4th down.
And his kick is good.
And it's 3-0 Washington.
So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their 2nd drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 13 carries, 112 yards, and a touchdown.
11 touchdowns on the ground this season, and the pride really extends throughout the entire offense. And in this case, I'm focusing on the offensive line. The leverage, the ability to get downfield, make that extra block in order to give him more space to run. They really look forward to him carrying the football because they're going to get him to the end zone.
Here's 3rd and 6.
They'll set up to throw.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. And here's Daniel wheeling on now to punt.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well.
Hardman on the return.
A punt of 46, a return of 5.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Out comes the Washington offense as we get a look at the playoff race in the NFC. As of this moment, as pretty much everyone knows, they sit alone in that top spot. But nothing is guaranteed. They haven't even clinched the playoffs. So a good start, but a long way to go.
And you know, a blunt veteran inside their locker room has stood up at one point or another and said, you know all of this means nothing so far. We've got to cover this, get it done. What do we want to be? It's like winning a title in August, right, in preseason. Doesn't count. Let's go ahead and get this thing done.
2nd and 11.
Looking for Dotson. He's got him.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
There he goes, left side. A big play there on the catch and run, and even 40 yards.
So often on these RPOs, we see the ball get from the quarterback to the receiver in what feels like a nanosecond, but on this play, he actually cleared coverage downfield a bit before the ball got to him. The net result, though, a considerable gain.
The left side completion to Jones. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for second down.
Robinson on a give right side.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington.
Brian Robinson Jr. That's his 19th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Commanders are able to add on to that lead.
They go I formation. Fullback leads the way for the touchdown. Sort of a lost art, isn't it?
It really is, but sometimes when you're able to bring it back and use it against other teams, they're not prepared for it. They haven't seen it in a while, and now you gain an advantage, and we just saw that advantage result in a touchdown.
Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And the lead grows to 10-0.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
And now the Saints get set to trot out there. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
There's Chris Olave.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Kamara try the right side. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
You talk about this Washington defense.
Right now they're ranked number 29 in the NFL against the pass, so 4th from the bottom, Charles.
And when you're getting ready to face the number 1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
That one, a gain of 20 and a first down.
Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
Only able to gain a couple there, and that'll make it 2nd down. They're going to look to throw.
A quick throw there is incomplete.
Well, we've seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
Brian Robinson Jr. making his way back onto the field.
Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy. But let's face it, good runners always want to be a little bit more greedy at the end, try and squeeze out every last yard. He's going to try and duplicate that and exceed it in this game.
A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. He'll look to throw.
A short one here, caught by McBride.
2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Here's Robinson.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Now a throw left sideline here is complete. A gain of 10 as they look to...
And now following that last play, I do believe we're going to get a review here. Yes, indeed, the red flag is out. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Ball on the 39. Here's the 2nd and 8.
They'll drop to throw.
A short one here, caught by McBride. You look at the Saints defense.
They've been pretty good against the pass. Not amazing, but good. Number 13 in the league.
And it's really difficult to prepare for this team. This is a #1 overall passing team in the NFL. But it shouldn't be hard to get excited about playing against them. The ultimate test going against that unit.
And that's why you and I are excited to broadcast this game.
Yes, sir.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Back to throw again. Complete to Jones. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
2 yards still to go. 3rd down now.
They'll look to throw again.
Touchdown, Washington. Jahan Dotson.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Commanders are able to widen their advantage.
I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass his young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed. Aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen, and it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, had he opted for the touchback. The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. They find themselves in a good-size hole here, and a good-size hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They run it again with Kamara. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8. Now back to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Multiple defenders in there to bring him down as this quarter comes to an end. 17-0 our score after 1. The Saints with a football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 4th down coming up. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He'll drop this one off to Eckler. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
He's got his line back out of the backfield.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 95 catches for him now on the year, and it's a 1st down. He'll look to throw.
Well, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
And the Saints are going to get the football back at their own 17.
They've got a pretty comfortable lead right now, but maybe a little too careless with the football that time for the rookie.
I think the key word there is comfortable. And there's 2 schools of thought on it. With that type of a lead, maybe you can take a few more chances because you have a cushion. Others will tell you, don't eat up the cushion with careless play. He'll learn to ride that line as he moves on in his career.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
He'll drop to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a 1st down. Now flags will come in. And I think this is against the Saints up front.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. The play action fake. They'll look to throw.
There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Again, he'll drop to throw.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something. Witness time and time again.
Here's Daniel Whelan now. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. Here comes the Commanders' offense back onto the field. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. They'll run this one right with Robinson. He'll get it up near midfield to the 49 before being taken down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Offense.
Hey, baby, this ain't good enough for us.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They'll look to throw here. This is taken in by McBride. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 23 yards the pickup there.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints 14. That one goes for 24 yards.
So things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Back to throw here. That's complete right around the 8. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. 2nd down and 3, ball on the 7. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And the Saints are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, turnovers, obviously, Charles, always costly. But, man, when you throw those interceptions in the end zone like that, it really stings.
He tried to fit that one into his tight end, and I often use the expression NFL open, which means a tighter window. Down near the goal line, you really want him to be open. In this case, it cost him.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.
They'll set up to throw. Wilson's got it complete. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Looking to throw. That's to the sideline and incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
And they call it 38 yards on the punt, no return.
Set to go again. Here's Brian Robinson, the Commander offense.
He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals.
Now 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Back to throw.
A short one here, caught by McBride.
7 catches for him now, and this last one, a 1st down. A give, Eckler running to the right. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Man open here, and now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Defensively, well done to jar that free. I'll tell you what, though, offensively, he's got to be lucky after the catch and the fumble that didn't go too far away from him.
And the way the football is shaped, it's not built to bounce true, is it? It can squirt in any direction and move in any way. He was so lucky. Thank his lucky stars, he was able to get that one back.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And this is incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. They're going to look to throw.
And that one to the right side and incomplete.
4th down after the New Orleans defense holds serve.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So this lead, Charles, just continuing to swell here in the first half.
Well, it's interesting. When we talked to them prior to the game, they told us that their game plan was take no prisoners, and they've lived up to it so far because everything has worked. No guarantee that'll continue, but all in all, this coaching staff's got to be very pleased by what they've seen.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They're in a bit of a bind, a pretty big bind, down 20-0 as they start here on 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
Byron Young
in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. He'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he's out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They'll drop to throw. Going up top. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
They'll look to throw again.
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game.
Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone could go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line.
Washington going to go on offense one last time in this first half. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
A short one here, caught by McBride.
This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll start over in Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Dak Prescott, very solid in the win, as his guys figure to be a team to be reckoned with. They now move to 11-3. From there, we head north to Minnesota. Check on the Vikings at home at US Bank Stadium. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Zach Dysert, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's head to Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati to see what's happening with the Bengals. And things didn't work out for them as they fall to the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts, a touchdown pass in the victory. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
Hardman will elect not to bring this out, and the football will be on the 25-yard line. Here come the Commanders for the first possession of the third quarter. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race inside the 20.
And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line.
72 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they've come together, had a plan, and stuck to it. And when you get big-time runs like that, it makes it easier to stay with it, doesn't it?
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. This is caught. Touchdown!
Austin Eckler
from 8 yards out.
And the Commanders come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
Out comes the Saints offensive unit and the NFC playoff race. Let's have a look at it.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
Hey, partner, you know as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he'll find Moreau here. And he is going to have a Saints first down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches. On the counter, here's Kamara. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. A 10th carry for Kamara.
And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line.
12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
All the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. He'll drop to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
The passing windows are just not there. And that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. A 40-yard punt, no return.
And the Commanders will take over, but backed up deep in their own territory.
Now a play fake here on 1st down.
Looking for Dotson, and he's got him.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
The partner is still in the 3rd quarter, but they've got this one well in hand and still airing it out with gusto and picking up some nice gains.
And even in lopsided games like this, you don't really see starters get lifted or the foot come off the gas before the 4th quarter. No one wants to leave any doubt when they're playing well. They just want to continue the process.
Out of the gun, they give to Robinson.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. A 4-receiver look here. 3 out to the left, 1 to the right on 2nd and 8. He'll look to throw.
He'll drop this one off to Eckler.
Short completion, just 4 yards. And now we've got a 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have a Commander's first down. He needed 5. He got it barely, as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
They'll look to throw here. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Washington passing game dialed in now. It's a first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Over the middle, brought in by Dotson. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
The throw over the middle taken in. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And just like that, it's third down.
That's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Back to throw again. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And he is going to have a Washington first down. They didn't get a lot, but they do convert on 4th. Again, he'll drop to throw. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. Well, good hands there defensively at second down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Robinson, he'll try the left side. And he's brought down. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Robinson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Commanders just continue to roll. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
They'll wind up getting just a yard. And now it's 3rd and 3.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Washington ready to try again on offense. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
Now a pass caught by Zay Jones. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45.
Hand off now to Robinson.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They'll set up to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
They'll try and start this drive in the air.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Jermaine Johnson
Able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. He's looking for another 4-sack game. That's how many he had last week. That's his 3rd.
And when I watch him rush the passer, the thing that always comes to mind for me is how well he uses his hands. The martial arts stuff that a lot of guys do in the offseason to work on those, paying dividends for him. He's getting home in a big way.
Back to throw here. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
And this drive was almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
And then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Here comes the Saints punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
On the give, here's Robinson.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost getting into
touchdown Washington. Jahan Dotson
with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And the Commanders get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Charles, that's a pretty good response from a rookie quarterback. He's had his struggles in this game, including the interception on the last drive, but there he takes him down the field and puts it in the end zone.
I agree with everything you just said right there, and there's a silver lining to all of this, his resiliency, because let's face it, when things are going bad and you're a youngster, they often continue to go bad. But in his mind and his actions, he said this stops right here. And how about the positive play he just turned in?
So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The New Orleans offense set to take over. The disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook, but bottom line is don't quit competing. Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front seven. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
Looking to throw. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety.
All right, partner, deuce is wild on this sequence. 2 plays, 2 sacks, and now 2 points thanks to the safety. Offensively, there just didn't seem to be much of a plan when they came out on attack. That let the defense create a little chaos up front and set up one of their guys to make a play and get through and record the sack.
And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now.
And now, how about this? The free kick from the 20 going to be out of bounds. And that, of course, is a penalty. Now, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10.
Right at the 50-yard line. They run. Robinson powers ahead at the 45. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Back now here on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And he's brought down short. 2 yards there. Needed 4.
A short game that doesn't get him the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will extend their lead even further. So he remains perfect. 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here.
At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like 1 possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. He's got Wilson, middle of the field. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4.
They'll look to throw again. And the catch made by Johnson. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 41-yard line. He'll look to throw. He completes it to Olave. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They'll look to throw now on first down. And he's got his man in stride. Complete. Touchdown, Saints. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Saints are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. Obviously, the scoreboard right now is not the friend of this rookie quarterback. But, hey, a touchdown pass there maybe builds a little confidence.
Every rep is valuable when you're a rookie. Every time you step up and throw the football, there's a lesson to be learned. Yeah, he took advantage of a little bit of loose coverage there with the lead. But at the same time, got it done. It'll take a little bit of satisfaction away from that throw.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And here we go on the next drive for Washington.
We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I
we
both enjoy.
share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number one for what we've seen this season.
And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
2nd and 6. Robinson with another carry.
He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
But if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have a Commander's first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
They'll run it now with Robinson.
Taken down at the 30.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now a throw here, hauled in. And McLaurin going to pick up a Commander's first down as he'll get it down inside the 25. Robinson up the middle.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Demario Davis there on the stop.
2nd and 10.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
Quick slant, Dotson.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 13-yard line. Now back to throw.
He dumps it to Eckler underneath.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
9-yard line, 2nd and 6.
They'll set up a throw. And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but That lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference to see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
They'll look to throw. Touchdown! Austin Eckler with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Commanders add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the fourth quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like fourth quarter, and the QBing is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Throwing quickly to Wilson.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
It'll be a gain of 6 that time as it moves the chains as well. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the fourth quarter here. You've held a team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down.
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. They'll drop to throw. And the pressure gets to him again.
Jermaine Johnson
drops him again for the 2nd straight play, and it brings up 4th down.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
They begin the drive with Robinson. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back.
They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson.
And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory.
Now they'll work with 4 receivers here on 3rd and 6.
They're going to look to throw. Jones has it. And I don't think he got there, no.
He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
And he missed it. It's no good. But that's just a minor blip here in what's been a thoroughly dominating performance.
Wow, partner, it's almost a little jarring to see a holder set up on the other side of midfield. I haven't brought out my binoculars to make sure on that one. But that is showing an awful lot of confidence in a kicker to try and hit from 61 yards. And this one winds up no good.
Ready? Let's go now.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 17 there and a New Orleans 1st down.
It's a gain of 17 yards.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And this is dropped in incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone. As time has run out on this ball game.
Well, this was a blowout supported by both sides of the ball today, Charles. It would be easy to look at the offense and say, man, they were clicking, and they were, but don't forget about the effort by this defense as well.
Yeah, they weren't going to let up just because the lead was safe. They wanted to play as big a part in this game as their offense did in making this blowout. They needed to be noticed as well, and they played accordingly.
So for Washington, they continue to roll as the win gets them to 12-2 on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, the loss might knock them out of playoff contention as they drop to 6-8. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.